The Boss Baby, made in 2017, featured no other than Alec Baldwin portraying the main character, the Boss Baby. So original, right? The movie is about the Boss Baby who must come down from Baby Co, as Baby Co is under threat from a new company down on Earth called Puppy Co, in which obviously is dogs. If you didn't guess that, it's obviously not going to be cats, is it? So Puppy Co is a dog adopting place sort of thing, and they've come up with the cutest puppy that's ever seen. And obviously, if this isn't stopped, more people are going to start adopting a dog rather than having a baby, because really, you don't really see many families having both. But if they do, then, you know, it's normally when the baby gets older, you normally see them getting a dog. However, in this scenario, this is what the Boss Baby must stop in order for Baby Co to continue growing and more babies being born. However, he has landed upon the Templeton family, in which there is a problem, because his older brother, Tim Templeton, gets very jealous because the Boss Baby is getting all the attention, like a newborn baby should. He's getting all the attention, and he doesn't like it because Tim Templeton was a single child and was getting all this attention, and then soon gets sucked away onto the new baby, and he's feeling quite left out. And all these things that they did for him when he was younger, and what they did for him before this baby came along, they're no longer doing, like playing him a song before he goes to bed, and instead play the song for the new baby instead, in which causes a lot of jealousy. However, with the world's cutest puppy on the way, this needs to be sorted. This little squabbling between rivals, between siblings as such, needs to end in order for the Puppy Co to go down, as they need to stop this to save Baby Co. What I also liked about the Boss Baby was obviously Alec Baldwin, because he was fantastic, and I thought that he really fit this role, and he was the voice of this movie, in my opinion, as he really brought the energy and charisma in needing to play this animated character, and he really showed that energy, like I mentioned beforehand, with his character and with his lines that he said. And it was just sort of like, okay, he is the boss, and his character really developed with Alec's voice. And although this isn't Alec's best movie, in my opinion, because if not, I would have said this movie would have been a failure without him in there, but he just brought it all together, and fair play to the guy, and he's an incredible actor, hence why he was able to pull off this amazing role, and I could not see anybody else within this role. Furthermore, I also think the story was decent as well, as I think the story was a bit out of there. The only one really you can compare it to was the Storks, in which was kind of similar, which is the idea of something else before birth. That with storks, I think they fetch them down from the sky and drop them off at people's door, rather than having you-know-what to create a baby instead. And in this scenario, Baby Corporation is a sense that people that everyone is decided whether they're going to be a boss at the Baby Corporation, stay a baby all the time and work on facts and figures, mostly like the smarter end of the babies, or you get sent down as a normal baby and a normal human being. It makes sense, I suppose, but it's a bit out of there. It's a decent story, like I've said, and the elements in this movie was decent. The whole premises around it is that Baby Corporation wants to be the sort of best, if you like, or when people are picking whether they want to have a kid or whether they want to adopt a dog, it's so sort of like relatable in that sense that it relates to real life, as this is the sort of things that people actually discuss, whether just to adopt a dog instead or adopt an animal rather than actually having a kid, because for the amount of maintenance both require, they might go, okay, we'll lean this way, okay, we'll lean this way. And that's what this movie explores, is the fact that with the world's cutest dog around, will babies still, because babies are seen as cute as well, and well, should I go for the world's cutest dog or should I go for the world's cutest baby? It's just one of those, innit, where it's quite relatable in that sense. And yeah, I just think it was good all the way through. There was nothing really really wrong with it as such. It was just decent, a little bit flat at times, but we'll get onto more of that later on. I also like the little plot twist, if you like, that little thing that you didn't really expect, and that was with Francis. Francis says this was a boss that the boss baby at the start of the movie looked up to, as you see him walking past the wall, looking at him going, this is what I aspire to be like, when he's walking past the wall of previous baby bosses, and he's wanting to be Francis, as he was seen as the best, and all he had to do was save Baby Corporation, and he would get his a golden desk on this top, and like on a fucking pedestal sort of thing, really tall gold desk sort of thing. And he wanted that type of thing, so he had something to aim for, I suppose. But the main thing is that he had to stop Puppyco, in which was actually Francis who launched that company to get rid of Baby Corporation, in a way, in which was, for me, I don't know about everyone else who watched the film, a bit sort of like a bit surprising, because I just didn't really see much in it when he was walking past the wall of people in the pictures going, oh, okay, this is who I inspired to be like. I never really realised that the person he inspired to be like would have actually been the villain, in which was very creative by DreamWorks, and I really thought this worked, as that was one, again, like I said, with Alec Baldwin was a highlight. I would say this is also a major highlight within this movie. So finally, the one of the best things about this movie is the actors and actresses, which we've sort of gone into a little bit, but there's a lot more than just the Alec Baldwin of this world. And in this movie, surprisingly, I did not know that Toby Maguire was in this movie, who played Tim Templeton, alongside Miles Christopher, who also played a version of Tim Templeton. I don't know why there was two that played him. Jimmy Kimmel also played Ted Templeton as well, which obviously we know the Jimmy Kimmel sort of show that's in America. And Steve Buscemi, who's also, we've also discussed before in Monster House, who plays an incredible villain and an antagonist, and I think that's where his strong point is, and I think that he really grows into that role as the villain, and I think playing Francis, he just nailed it to a T. And I think, again, like I said, there's a few positives within this movie, and he was one of them. Steve Buscemi had nothing wrong with the way he acted in that movie, as obviously it's just voice acting, but he plays an incredibly good villain, you know what I mean? And yeah, I really appreciated what he brought to this movie, and he gave the sort of hate that you want towards the villain, and you were cheering obviously for the boss baby and Tim Templeton. Also, Lisa Kudrow was also in this movie, who played Janice. However, not everything in this movie smells of roses, in the sense that there was some shit. And the shit that I noticed is that the movie as a whole, for the decade of dominance really that animation movies has grown over the past 10 years or so, with the likes of your Despicable Me's, your Toy Story 3's, your Cars 3's, and just that's just to name a few. There's like Turning Red and all these others. There's been plenty of good animated movies, and I feel that this movie doesn't really show what these modern day animation movies are all about, because this one felt, to me, apart from, like they said, the plot twist and Alec Baldwin and a couple of the actors and actresses, the actual story felt a little flat. And that is to be expected sometimes in animation movies, as you can't really express everything within that movie, and it's hard to get across all the fine details in an animation movie. But I just think it lacked a lot for me, in the sense that there's nothing really exciting about it. That may be just me watching it as a sort of adult with adult eyes now. But there was no, like I said with Monster House, if you watch the movie review for that I've done, I feel that there was a lot of things connecting to the adult audience as well as the kid inside that we've all still got, and I feel that they had the kid inside thing, but not the adult part in which you love, and that not like that Shrek's got and that Monster House has got, where there's drug references, there's a sneaky little sex reference in there. There was none of that. To summarise this movie then, I felt that this movie was decent, but nothing better than decent. I think that this movie suffered from it being quite boring and quite flat, hence why I've rated this movie a 6.8 out of 10. Let me know what you thought about things that I've said in this video, agree or disagree, let me know in the comments down below. Also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be alerted to all the new content this channel creates. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.